Hey guys, it's Kelly Jo. Welcome back to another video on my channel. This is going to be part 3 of my Project TBR series that I am doing, where I'm just making reading vlogs of every book that I read as I'm trying to get through my TBR that I have. Which, by the way, having only 12 books on my TBR really isn't that bad compared to some of the other like booktubers that I watch, people on TikTok that I watch that post book videos. There are some people out there who have way worse of an amount of a TBR than me. Like, some of them have like hundreds of books on their bookshelf that they have not read. They just buy the books. So that makes me feel a little bit better that, you know, the 12 books, I can do that. So this is the book that we are going to be reading in today's vlog. This is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've had this just sitting on my shelf for probably about 2 years now, and it's past time for me to have it read. Yeah, I bought this at Walmart. I don't really know exactly why I bought this, to be honest. I thought it looked cool, the cover, as I usually think whenever I buy books. I mean, I honestly look at the cover. If I like it, I'm tempted to get it. Yeah, the fact that it was called The Inheritance Games kind of caught my attention because I love the Hunger Games, and that's what it made me think of. And I wasn't sure if it was like a spin-off of the Hunger Games or if it was like similar to it. Yeah, so it is a young adult kind of fantasy, mystery / romance book. There's a lot of different genres that you could classify this book as. Yeah, I did start this book a little bit last night. I'm on like page 40 or 50. A couple chapters in, and I remember when I first got this, I did start reading it, and I don't know, I just never picked it up again. I don't know if it was because I got bored with it or I just wasn't interested. Here is a synopsis of The Inheritance Games. There's like 5 books in the series, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm gonna read the whole series unless I really like this for some reason. And then I think there's also another series that comes like after this one, and there's like 3 or 4 books in that series. I don't know. This goes on for quite a long time, this like main story. So yeah, I'm not sure why there's so many books. Avery Grams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch, Avery must move into his sprawling mansion, full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Stop it. Listen to mommy read the book. Yeah, you know you're in trouble. She knows. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery is a con woman, and he's determined to take her down. But his brother Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. So again, this is like the 3rd book in a row that I'm reading about that has to do with wealth and money, which I don't know why. Maybe I'm just gravitating towards those books at the moment. But the chapters that I did read last night, she just found out that she inherited Tobias Hawthorne's money. He's worth, I think it was like $46 billion or something. Has no idea who this guy is. She's like in high school, and one day the principal calls her into the office. She is greeted by one of the grandsons, and he tells her that they have been trying to contact her to get her to come to the reading of Tobias Hawthorne's will. So she doesn't believe them at first. She thinks it's a scam. And so she shows up to this mansion. All of the rest of the Hawthorne family, like relatives, immediate relatives, are there. Eventually, they go one by one. This person gets this amount of money. This person, he's gonna leave this amount of money for them. And they're relatively small amounts of money when you consider the fact that he's worth billions of dollars. Each family member is getting like $100,000, $200,000, which is still a lot of money, but when you think about it, they were expecting a lot more than that. And then they get to Avery's name in the will, and Tobias Hawthorne says that he's gonna leave everything else to her. Understandably, the relatives of the family are confused and they are angry at her. Yeah, I am curious to see like what the connection is. So yeah, she's at the big mansion and she just found out. Yeah, she's just in shock basically. Haven't got that far into it, but we're gonna see. I did go get a coffee this morning from Scooters because I always need a drink while I'm reading my books. I was really sad because I wanted to get a cinnamon roll from there. I haven't had one for a long time and they were unfortunately out. So at least I got my coffee, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and get started with this reading vlog, and I will check back in with you later. Okay, hi. So I have an update for the inheritance games. I am now like 300 pages. Yeah, I'm on page 302. And so I have about 100 pages left to read. The audiobook is like, I have an hour left, I think, or so. I will say, I am enjoying this book. It's definitely a YA book. I can just tell from the writing, which is fine. I can definitely see myself reading this like when I was back in middle school, high school. That's like the age range that this book seems to kind of pertain to. I am liking it more than Crazy Rich Asians. I feel like there's a lot of mystery and a lot of questions that you're trying to solve when you are reading this book, and that's why it's keeping me intrigued. Avery, she has been living at Hawthorne House, the big mansion, for a little while now, and she has really been struggling with figuring out why still she has been, you know, offered all this money to inherit. One of the conditions for her to inherit the money officially is that she has to live in the Hawthorne house for a certain amount of time. And there's already been 2 times where someone has tried to kill her in order for her to not get the money, because then it'll go to like either charity, I think, or it'll go to like the grandsons. So she doesn't trust the grandsons really, or the other family members. Like, you're just trying to figure out, like, you know, what everyone's motive is. And she's also starting to fall for one of the grandsons. Jameson is his name. So she's dealing with that, and then there's another grandson, Grayson, she's also attracted to. So like, all the boys in the book are kind of all they're kind of manipulative, but they're also like trying to play like they're interested in her and they care about her, but she doesn't think they really do. Another thing that has come up is there used to be another girl who spent a lot of time at Hawthorne House with the grandsons, and she ended up dying. I don't know, there's just a lot of questions and things that I have. I feel like since the series, there's like 8 books in this series. I looked up on Google the other night like how many books there are and like the order you read them. There's like 6 books, and I think she's gonna come out with another one like next year. And so I have a big feeling that we're not gonna get the answers at the end of the book. Like, it's probably gonna leave on a cliffhanger, obviously, because there's that many more books left to read. The narrator in the audiobook is kind of funny. Like, because this takes place in Texas, so all of like the grandsons and the other characters that live at Hawthorne House, they all have like a southern drawl type of accent. And I feel like the lady who reads the audiobook, like, I don't know, sometimes her southern accent that she tries to do is a little bit cringy. Just a little bit. Chapters are really short. Like, literally the chapters are like 2 to 3 pages long. Like, every couple pages it's a new chapter. So like, it goes by really fast, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this book today, and I will give a final review when I'm finished. So alright, so I have finished the book finally, and here are my final thoughts. It's been a couple days since I last filmed anything at all. I try not to wait too long to like give my final updates because sometimes I forget like how I was feeling initially at the very end of the book. The ending was kind of predictable, I will say, and it did leave you kind of like at a cliffhanger. I think it is a good story to read if you like mysteries and solving riddles and different things like that. It's kind of dramatic and cringy a little bit, but I did like it. I like the amount of suspense that was involved. For that reason, I am giving it 3.5 stars. I do kind of want to see what happens next, as far as like the character development, and Avery still doesn't quite know the whole story of like the inheritance and everything that she was given. So there are 2 more books. I think the second one is like the Hawthorne Legacy, and then I don't know what the other one is, but there's like 2 more. Yeah, I don't really read series that much, to be honest. Like, especially when a series is like 10 books long or it keeps going and going, I don't think a series needs to be that long personally. Yeah, my favorite character in this book was, I did like the main character, Avery. I think my favorite grandson would be Xander, or Alexander. He was really funny, and he's a lot smarter than he pretends to be. I hope you guys enjoyed part 3 of my Project TBR series. The next book that we're going to be reading for this series is called The Similars by Rebecca Hanover. This book I got from Dollar Tree a long time ago because apparently Dollar Tree has books and it's crazy. So I'm excited to read that book and get started on it. So make sure you guys stay tuned to see that video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel to see other videos from me. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!